welcome. Just to let you know, in the background of this video, I've organized a photo meetup workshop style for any level of skills when it comes to photographers that were attending. Anybody could come. What I wanted to do is more intimate workshop style meetups where I get to teach you on a lot of things photography. So the meetup that I organized was named Street Photography with a Creative Twist. During that meetup we did quite a lot of things, and I challenged my attendees by giving them 5 tasks, and I'm gonna read you all of those tasks. 5 tasks. First task, showcase the bridge features so the city can advertise it as a billboard. Second task, find unexpected view over the water to promote Bristol culture. Third task, capture harsh lines. Hello? Never mind, my light just went from the battery powered to cable powered. Third task, capture harsh lines in your shadows and highlights to wow your Insta audience. Fourth task, create an ad photo for a piece of architecture of your choice. And fifth task, capture one photo story of 2 characters using surroundings. All photos had to present the subject described in the task using the models that were present at the photo meet. After the meet, I gave them a folder on my Google Drive and an opportunity to submit their photos. They had 2 weeks to edit, decide which shots they're gonna use, and 5 shots each. So now I will have a look what and who submitted their photos, and let's go through them. First will be Mr. Darren. Okay, I have 5 shots. I'm gonna check them with our task. So the first photo, showcase the bridge features so the city can advertise it on the billboard. I do like it. I do like this. This is showcasing literally the bridge and its features. Like, what are you doing on the bridge, right? Like, you're going somewhere, you can spend time with your friends, and this is exactly what this scene is, essentially. And also it beautifully showcases other parts. Actually, I should be screen recording this. Wait a minute. Beautiful. Beautiful! Okie dokie. So, as I said, this is a really great framing. Also, it showcases, you know, really cool architecture at the back, so it's not just the bridge. I would strongly argue that this shot is within few of the classic rules, so well done. Da-da-da, find unexpected view over the water to promote Bristol culture. I love this picture, honestly. There's a water, there's a view, there's a Bristol culture. Like, literally that is the picture that a lot of you would take on a Friday afternoon or Saturday Saturday night, and that is fantastic. You know, that is the shot that you want to take. There's beer, there's famous DJ Mr. Stone, woo woo. So that is it, that is our scene. I love this. I cannot say anything about this. It's sold. Third one, about harsh lights and lines. So I would very much argue with this picture. As much as I really like the framing, there's no harsh light in here. There's light, yes, but I as a client, I've asked for harsh lines, high contrast, high shadows, and difference between it. I don't see it in here. So as a client, I would be disappointed and I would ask you to reshoot it or get my money back. And this is not what you want. It's more like a silhouette, but there's no high contrast here. And you would see this if you would switch your camera to black and white, as I've asked, just because it really helps you to see and just focus on light and shadows, because when you are not distracted by color, things are way better. Another shot. So we were supposed to showcase a piece of architecture that was supposed to be an ad photo for a piece of architecture of your choice. So architecture of your choice is I'm guessing those buildings behind our model. This, to me, as a client, that would be more like a lifestyle photo of the model. So it's a portrait. It doesn't really showcase the architecture. Me as a client, I would not pay for it. Just like, if you would rather use the subject, use your model to frame your actual building or showcase some details of the building to further tell a story of its features. Like, for example, hey, it's a modern building, it has some cool balconies, it has some cool patio in between, that would be way better. But this is more just of a portrait. Tell a story of two characters using your surroundings. And this, honestly, this would be a better photo for a piece of architecture, because this really sells me the idea of neighborhood. You know, like this, there's a really cool light in here, there's a leading line over here, just kind of inviting us to the scene. And there's two characters, which is not a portrait, but there's two characters talking. Very friendly neighborhood. Like, I would live here. So that would be way better photo as a photo for advertising a piece of architecture. Great. But also as a story of two characters, yes, Enrico. Oh, we have more photos than just 5, so let's just have a look. 5 photos. I guess I'll be just guessing which one is which, but that's okay. Okay. Showcase the bridge features so the city can advertise it on the billboard. Would I advertise this with this picture? Yeah, why not? I like the framing. The framing actually uses the bridge to showcase further of the bridge, which is very clever, so hands up for Enrico. There's two characters bang in the middle, but also showcase the beautiful surroundings behind the bridge, and really just beautifully frames the whole scene. There's literally, I love also that it's black and white. It could be in color, yes, but there is always something magical about black and white, so passed. Second picture. Ooh, hello. So I would put this as create an ad photo for a piece of architecture of your choice. If that photo was about to sell me those stairs, sold. This is beautiful. Not only it showcased the beauty of just how those stairs are, is just a beautiful piece of architecture. What I would probably do differently is actually not changing the color of this piece of architecture, just because in reality it looks different. So when you're delivering something for the client, you need to remember about realness of the object that you're selling. Yes, for a creative way, our edit's amazing, but mostly when you're working with the client, you actually want to showcase something that looks like something that people will be using. So I would probably just leave it as white as it is, and I would still do a little cleanup. So this area needs a little bit of cleanup. I would get rid of this and that as well, and this little corner. But overall, it's great framing. I love that it's a little bit angled, which is, you know, a little bit unusual. So it kind of gives us this idea of we're walking with her. And Yulia is just fantastic, so. Okay, so I would say this is more like a classic portrait, so I'm just gonna skip it for now. Harsh lights, yes, all I've asked for. It's beautiful, the light is harsh, half of her face is not even visible, which is beautiful. There's a little bit of eye popping out, nailed this. Beautiful. What you could do is just straighten the image a little bit, because it's a little bit to the right, so I will just straighten it a little. But overall, and maybe do a little cleanup just in here in this area. But I really like, you know, all the lines are there, the sun. Next. Woo! Damn, money. Okay. If this is the photo, again, that could sell a piece of architecture, I mean, I can imagine this as some kind of a like real estate agency picture. I would, however, did clean up a little bit, all those lines, that needs a cleanup. It's easy fix in Photoshop, or even Lightroom with a healing brush. But yeah, I love how you added the money. The money was definitely not on the meat. Like her posing, like look at her posing. Yes, it's like, give it to me. Actually, no, have it, pheasant. I always have problems with pronouncing the right word, so I never know if I'm talking about or the bird, okay? Great. It's also funny that you cropped it. Well, it's not funny, but like it showcases your sense of style that you cropped it in a square, which also serves the purpose for this particular frame. So well done. Another photo, piece of architecture, I would say. Okay, so I guess you really like portraying architecture as well. This is a really cool photo. I reckon there's literally nothing for me to say. Also, a different type of framing. This is more like a stories framing, which is also great. And I really like the low angle. It's like really extremely low angle. Me being me, I would probably do a little cleanup of those, but this is a very personal choice of like how you want your photos to be. Stories of two characters. Very naughty. That officially happened after the meet. I had nothing to do with them. I really love how you framed this and matched this pole to the edge of the building. Honestly, well fucking done. Neo Draconian. We have 4 photos. Let's see. So, oh, I love this picture. I fucking love this picture. This is the picture that I, as a client, I would be like, yeah, that is going on a billboard. It showcased Dan and Kadim so beautifully, and showcasing the bridge itself so beautifully. It's honestly, it's amazing. Like literally I can see this on a billboard. I have hands on, well done. You'll be paid. Or you would be paid if that would be a real case. It really shows the story. It showcased the bridge, which is nicely lit. It showcased the surroundings of the bridge, and also at the same time beautifully portrays a scene which is very natural, just like 2 people hanging out and talking. This is really what Bristol is about, you know, like we go there, we meet people and we just have fun, and that is essentially what this is. Next one. So to me that is a portrait. That is still a portrait. It doesn't focus on your subject, which is a piece of architecture. Your subject is, on this photo, your subject is a person, is Dan, and that wasn't the assignment. So this one, as a client, hard pass, no. Deposit back, please. This, however, even though it's still a portrait, but at least it showcases the architecture behind. What I would do instead was actually pull the focus out from the model and put all the focus on the piece of architecture in here. That is the assignment, because the frame would still be amazing. It will be still the same frame, but the focus needs to be on the subject. So you forgot about, or you just chosen the wrong images, so it could be one or the other, you know? Because when you're delivering to your client, you need to remember what the assignment was. This, if you love the picture, fabulous. Keep it to yourself. You still own all the rights. It's your photo. You can do whatever with that. But still, this, the subject is your architecture, not Julia in this case. So, failed. I'm sorry. But it is a great photo. As a portrait, it's a fantastic portrait. So, well done on the portrait. Because portrait-wise, and also the black and white, of course, I love it. And thank you for giving yourself an opportunity to shoot everything also in black and white, because, yeah, it's fantastic. But it's also a creative challenge when you are used to work with color. Story of two characters, that is fantastic. It shows a story of two characters beautifully. I really fucking love the angled perspective. This gives a funny, funky vibe given what they're doing. You see them interacting with each other. Dan is looking towards Connor, and Connor is doing some crazy stunts, which is fantastic. We have that architecture as well. And as asked, I've asked about the story of two characters. This is fantastic, beautifully done, passed. So yeah, this image really, I'm super proud of this image. It shows your creativity, it shows how unique your views are. And then if you see other pictures as well, you can see, you know, your point of view. Next, we have Vivian. Okay, I'm so excited. Okay, also more pictures than 5. And let's see. I see straight away, I see lots of portraits. So this to me is a portrait. It's a beautiful portrait. It doesn't really showcase any piece of actual architecture of anything. However, I do like the fact that you kept it with like a motion blur, and it gives you that sense of, you know, fast going somewhere. And that definitely is a very creative point of view, and I'm interested to see more of it. As for the assignment, the task that I was given, sorry, that's a fail. Just because me as a client, that I've asked for the 5 tasks, I don't see any of those 5 in this one. Another portrait, yes, there is architecture in there, but as in a previous example, the focus should be not on Kadim, it should be on your subject. Because it is a beautiful portrait, but it's a portrait. This is not what your client, aka me, asked for. Deposit back, please. Also, I would probably, again, but that is just me, just angle it a little towards the right, just a little, just to like straighten the architecture behind. That is me and my style choice. Love the colors, love that you kind of matched Kadim's hair, overall color scheme at the bottom of the picture. Similar frame, the only difference is framing and Kadim's poses. And this, I would argue that this is, portrait wise, this one is better, but this is more creative. So as a portrait, how we have this one. And next one, another portrait. As much as I love the motion blur, I think you had some really creative view and to point out with those pictures, and I love them. I cannot say anything about this. This is beautiful. There's beautiful light captured at the front of his face. There is a little, I would argue with that, but like there's a little bit of like Rembrandt lighting situation going on in here with the little triangle under the eyes. Little bit of framing his face, his facial features with the light, which is really beautiful. And I love that there's like a little glow here that you added as well, which is amazing. I don't know if you've added that, you've kind of created that in your camera or in post-production, but it definitely works. It's very dreamy type of portrait, but just a portrait, not what I've asked for. So as a portrait, yes girl. As a task assigned to you by a client, another portrait. Girl, you do like those motion blurs, and to be fair, I really like that too. I need to try that. But yeah, Julia looks beautifully. Me being me, I would clean up all those hairs just because it is distracting me as a viewer. It was a really windy day, so the hair will be flying all over the place. But yeah, apart from the cleanup, I would not change a thing. Maybe a little straight, or maybe that is just the lens distortion, so I maybe just undistorted in a software. But yeah, portrait again. And another portrait, same scene, wider angle. Okay, this to me is the winning photo. This is the photo that I would pay for as a client. This is the photo that I've ordered and Neo Draconian delivered. So well done, fantastic. Out of all of those submitted, this is the photo, okay? This is the photo. Everybody really did a fantastic job anyways, and you're all such a great photographers, creatives. You came there to challenge yourself. There's more photos from the meet. Those were just those submitted, but yeah, overall I'm super happy. The meet was designed in a workshop style, which is amazing because I really had the opportunity to talk to you, each of you, to double check your shots and ask you questions, try to direct your attention to certain stuff so you can rewire your brain. So I've organized a photo meetup in a workshop style that was designed to get your creativity and meet it with the client's assignment. Mostly it was targeted towards the people who are just starting, working by themselves, you know, just doing shots and then posting them on Instagram and blah blah blah. And while this is, you know, as everybody else is starting, I've done the same thing, you know, but platforms like Instagram, they're not gonna give you a real feedback. The amount of likes and the amount of comments, oh, fab, great work, love the photo, or just plain fucking emojis because no one uses words anymore. This is not gonna actually give you proper feedback of how to deliver stuff to your clients. So the workshops were a chance for you to make sure that you know how to deliver a task and use your own tools, your own creative point of view to deliver a task to the client. Because at the end of the day, when you want to make photography a living, if you want to make it your business and your main source of income, you will have to deliver the photos that someone is paying for. As much as it's fun to do shots however you like, and there will be a point in your career that yes, you're gonna do that, you're gonna level up so high that people will be like, I have this to shoot and do it how you like it. Although this is still very extremely rare. If the client will tell you, I want that point of view over the bridge, you have to deliver whether you like it or not. You have to find the way to work for you as well. That's all it is. And that meetup was fantastic because it helped us to get this attitude out of you. And as you could see on those beautiful examples, you could really showcase your creativity but still deliver the task. So it is possible. It is possible, and I'm really hopeful that now you have even more tools and skills to actually break down your task and especially your subject. You need to be able to break your subject into different pieces, like for example like psychological and actual physical, like even the bridge, right? Physical is the, I don't know, the latitude, the thickness, the materials, how it's actually designed, whether it's straight or, you know, crooked or whatever. And there's social, like what people do with that subject, how they interact with it. So you need to be able to break down that subject to actually deliver the task. Because once you know all about the subject, you will know how to portray. So this is more a meet that is to learn more about art direction than technicalities. Because yes, technicalities, believe me, of course it is important. Like, yeah, the winner is not the one who has the most technical photo. The winner is the one that can tell a story, and the story is created by art direction. Your ability to break down your subjects and use them in a creative manner with whatever else in your toolbox. So this is what we've done. I am very happy with your results. Honestly, they're fantastic, and I think you are fantastic talents. I can't express this more. It was fantastic. I need to stop saying fantastic. Actually, no. The more I say fantastic, the more you drink. Like, let's make it a game. Let's make it a game. There'll be more meets, workshops, and classes like this in the future. So make sure that you subscribe for more info and to comment on any of the photos or leave your own feedback, because your feedback is valid too. Please leave the comment in the comment section below. And if you have any questions about either the meets or some technical or art direction questions, also ask me in the comments. I'll be very much happy to answer you. That's it. Let's go. Also, this is the first video that I'm using a Interfix Badger beam to light me and light the scene, and I used a reflector with the grid. Thank you so much for having me, and see you on the next one.